Hello, everyone. Namaste. A very warm welcome. New members are joining aboard, and the HealThyRam Niramay Bharat community members together welcome you all to the family of HNBC. This is a community that you will never forget for the rest of your life. The Sanskrit word Niramay in HNBC means free from illness. Our prayers to the primordial Om is that may all be happy, may all be free from illness, may all see what is auspicious, and may no one suffer. Om Shanti, peace. With the above prayer at its core, HealThyRam Niramay Bharat community intends to reunite the world with a conscious initiative towards wellness. We acknowledge wellness as a prerequisite for achieving anything at all levels of life. We believe that a healthy body and a healthy mind are needed for a skillful and innovative application of any acquired knowledge to bring about individual, social, as well as economic development. This is globally applicable and true. That is why we, with all our hearts, welcome you all to join our journey through our present and future HNBC hybrid events and workshops. Let's work together to make this the best decision of our lives. Before I hand over to Venkatesh, please allow me to very briefly introduce HNBC to the new members and guests. Your story as a wellness seeker only starts at level 1 when you sign up for an HNBC wellness membership at healthyram.com. Our basic membership starts at $5 per year. Once you are a member, you get to jointly participate in HNBC wellness virtual or hybrid events of your chosen category, and join a free workshop to learn about further possibilities as to how you can gain from and contribute to the community. You can participate in poll, chat, get a chance to have your questions answered live by the experts in all wellness events, get free entry into the lucky draw with a chance to win discount coupons of $25 on superior VS World Solution add-on packages for wellness experts, or one-to-one free consultation with experts for the member participants. Do join hands with us to jointly participate in workshops and events with some gamification and prizes, avail of discount coupons on superior VS World Solutions, support packages for positioning your valuable services during live events. We promise you that these can prove to be absolutely great value adds, especially for those of you who wish to save on incurring huge costs for conducting and promoting these kind of initiatives and live events. I request you all members to please register for the online workshop at the given link. I leave you with the note that we have the power to make the world a better place by working together. Thank you. Over to Venkatesh, and more power to you all.
Thank you, Sangeeta, for the welcome note, and a very warm welcome to all the viewers who are tuned into HealThyRam.com, HealThyRam TV. This is Yes to Yoga Talks, and the episode for today is how to boost your immunity with yoga. Well, before we start the show, please like us, subscribe us, and follow us on the social platforms. And back to the show. Well, if you take out your mat and if you start doing yoga, you wouldn't have to visit the doctor that often, right? So how is immunity important for us? Well, if there is a tiger in front of you, there would be a fight or flight response. What would you do? Would you fight the tiger? No. The correct response would be that you run from there, right? It'll be a flight response. But what happens if your body is invaded or you have an infection by a virus? We are all living in the COVID world, and everybody is suffering from something or the other. So what would you do? Of course, you'll have to fight back. So that's your fight and flight response. But how would you do that? You can only do that if you are well, which means your immunity needs to be in top shape. So today we have with us our good friend and the founder of Sangha, YogAyurveda, Manpreet Sangha. Welcome, Manpreet, to the show once again. Lovely to have you in our studios.
Thank you, Venki. I'm happy to be here on this HealThyRam.com platform. Always a pleasure.
Well, as we've been discussing, immunity is something, the very vital aspect for your health and wellness. So how do you define immunity?
So since we are in this platform talking about yoga, I do want to remind myself and everybody around me about the definition of yoga that was put inside our Yoga Sutras, the philosophy of yoga by Patanjali. The definition in Sanskrit is Chit Vritti Nirodh Yog, to cease the fluctuations of the mind. That is our deepest way of getting to that balance and creating immunity. Now coming to immunity as in our day-to-day life. Immunity is the body, mind and spirit's resilience to dis-ease. Dis-ease as in disease, as in the body's disease, be it virus, be it accidents, any way that we need to heal out of, be it the mind. Mind also needs that immunity to stay positive, being in that positive, well state of mind. And the spirit that stays in joy, in lightness, tapped into that inner child. So staying in that lightness, staying in that space where you stay balanced and your body, mind, spirit are well is immunity.
Well, fantastic. I think that makes a lot of sense. So how can yoga help boost your immunity? And of course, with immunity is also what's linked is your stress, right? Stress is something that compromises your immunity. So,
Absolutely.
and that, of course, sciences prove that stress causes inflammation. Inflammation, of course, causes various diseases, and your immunity gets compromised. So how can yoga help in boosting your immunity?
So mind over matter is the new thing that is coming up these days. Everything starts with the mind. If your mind is not feeling well, the body will not feel well. The cells are directly linked to what your mind is feeling, what your subconscious is holding. And in the West, that is why the aspect of yoga, Ayurveda is being picked up a lot. They have scientifically proven, they've studied the brain and linked it to how even the food is absorbed by the cells. If the mind is happy and healthy, the body is happy and healthy. And over there, no matter what gym you go to, whatever you might be riding in limos and have the best facilities, be it materialistic wealth, but inside, truly deep within in your subconscious, you're not feeling well and enough and wholesome, you don't have immunity, you don't have health. So that's when, from the East, yoga was experienced there, and it's been many years now. It's been 60 years or more when this whole wave of yoga was carried over, and maybe more. I could be wrong. Please don't quote me. So they realized how to get in that space within, to work within. Outside, everybody's working on, right? You go to the market, you buy all that food, good food, you grow all that good food, you ride in the best cars, you have the best lifestyle. But within, the internal work is yoga. It's coming from yoga. What does yoga do? You will ask me. It's to get that stress down, that place to stay come into that space of well-being. Keeping that mind, like I said, Chit Vritti Nirodh Yog. Keeping those fluctuations of the mind absolutely calm, like the calm waters
Of the lake?
Of the lake, yes. And that's only when only in those calm waters, Venki, when they are calm, you can look deep within. That's when you can know your depth.
Right.
So that's what I will have to
dive
say.
deep within, right?
Yes.
So we'll learn about that. How do we do that as we go along? So I guess then, food, of course, as you mentioned, is a very important aspect of building your immunity. And everything that we're eating today is, unfortunately, it's got pesticides, it's got chemicals, you're putting on preservatives and whatnot, and you have a lot of processed food that people are eating. So that, of course, would compromise your immunity. So eat as much as possible. Whatever you eat should be fresh, I guess, and which again would. So it's both are linked. So it's not just that you can build your immunity by just yoga, and as you rightly said, Ayurveda sister branch of yoga that also talks about eating right as per your constitution, as per the time of the day, as per the season. But then these days you have everything available all the time. You go pick it up from the shelf. You will get mangoes in the winter season. What's grown in one region is getting available in the other region, which is a good thing. But at the same time, you need to be, I guess, very careful in terms of what you're consuming, when you're consuming it, how much of it are you consuming. So that of course would be extremely important as well. So
Right.
So when you're doing yoga, so I believe also in what is now catching up is what we've had in our Ayurveda and yoga has been the fasting periods, right? You feast and then you fast. And now that is intermittent fasting.
Correct.
So we're talking about intermittent fasting and people are saying, oh, that's so great, which is of course very good because that's what brings about new cells, it destroys autophagy, which eats up or destroys your old cells, and then you start building new ones. And that's how you can keep healthy again. So eating becomes a very important aspect. So what should one eat and what should one do in your diet? What changes or modifications to build up your immunity?
Venki, like you said, you said it all. Whole foods, seasonal foods, knowing what intuitively, or rather through Ayurveda, knowing your constitution. There are the 5 elements of nature, right? There's earth, there's water, there's wind, there's fire, there's space. So in Ayurveda, we go deep into understanding our own constitution. Your diet, my diet is going to be different. What suits me, what suits you is going to be different. Right. So I cannot, there is no way can I say that this is good for you, because it all comes in your, it's a science, like Ayurveda is a science. So when you go to an Ayurveda doctor, they explain, you get an understanding of yourself and you cultivate that lifestyle. Even yoga for that matter. You might have certain ailments. If I have a cervical problem, I might not do certain poses that a person who is completely whole and hearted can do. So that's why food, and going back to food, what is food? Food is whatever comes into our body, mind and spirit, whatever we take in. And according to yoga, we have the 5 koshas, layers. So the first layer is, like you rightly said, what we eat, the food we eat, the Annamaya kosha. And that aspect comes in from Ayurveda, what to eat, what should not be. And as today's world, we know that eating holistic food from the farm as much as possible, natural foods, staying away from processed foods is key. Having seasonal foods. Nature gives us all the signals. So whatever is seasonal, like we have nowadays, summer, we have the light vegetables. We have the fruits, as you will see, are all juicy and filled with water because we need hydration. Right. When we go into the winter, what do we have? Citrus, vitamin C, getting our immunity. What else do we have in there? Is foods that build heat within us, give us energy, because we need fire inside us. We're going into the winter months. So doing all that, doing yoga also builds that intuitiveness in you. And you can find your diet with help, like I said, with an Ayurveda doctor and a yoga teacher. I do stress on those 2 things, Because I see a lot of people going on YouTube and say, oh, you know what, I was suggested something. I'm like, were you suggested or you just heard it on YouTube? So I hear a lot of my clients come to me because they've been following certain YouTube channels. Not that they're wrong, but going to a teacher or a doctor, I think would be a guidance of a doctor and a teacher is important to know your own self.
That's right.
Yeah.
So please, before you start self-medicating or self-treating, always good if you have a medical condition. Of course, you can enjoy yoga anytime and do it. That's not the problem. But if you do have a condition, then do consult your doctor or a medical practitioner before you start. You might do more harm than good. So in yoga, there's a lot of stress and importance given to breathing, which anyway should be, because that's the first thing when you arrive on the planet is you breathe in, and when you leave the planet you breathe out. That's the last thing you do, and in between is what life happens to you. Right? Well, a little bit of philosophy there, but then that's the fact. So how important is breathing? And I guess most of us are probably just inhaling or exhaling. You're not breathing right. And if you watch as well, you look at the animals in the animal kingdom too, anything that's breathing fast has a very short lifespan. And creatures which breathe slowly have a long lifespan, like the tortoise, maybe the other animals, similar. You look at the horse, you look at the dog, anything that breathes fast also has a short lifespan. So I guess breathing is extremely important. So how does breathing help, in maintaining a good health or building your immunity?
So the breath in yoga, the breathing exercises are called pranayama. Prana is actually that energy behind the breath.
Right, the life force.
It is the life force. So how and what is breathing? What are we carrying into the body? It is food for the cells to function, to create that space, to create that energy, to heal the body,
Right.
to absorb the nutrition, for the heart to beat, for the blood to flow, the involuntary actions that happen in our body. We need that breath to keep us going. We can stay without food, we can for a long time, right? We can stay without water, but breath, that is that we are born with that breath, and then when we leave, that's the thing that goes. The yogis got it down really good. They're like, and it is said in the holy scriptures also, and in other yoga philosophies, that we are born with the number of breaths. So the yogis cultivated pranayama practices to control the breath. For once you control the breath, you control the mind, and the mind is that controls your body and your actions, literally balancing. It's a karmic energy balance. That's what this breath does within. So with that breath, when we breathe properly, is when we activate that parasympathetic nervous system. Now you were talking about fight and flight. So the fight and flight is when the sympathetic nervous kicks in, and it's about sends all the energy of the body to your limbs to run, and once that energy has gone into the limbs, it's taking away from the energy of the functioning of your vital organs. So when that energy is away from the vital organs are not functioning in an optimum way. So, and if there's a lot of time spent for that energy into your limbs, your organs will start having problems. Your blood pressure, your liver, your pancreas, your digestive system, which houses our immunity. So that's why the breath maintains that parasympathetic nervous system functioning, that keeps every system in line, in harmony.
Okay.
I hope that was helpful.
Oh, certainly. So we'll probably, look at some of the yoga asanas which you can demonstrate for our viewers that you can do quickly and, simple, maybe even beginners can do them as well to help boost your immunity. So why don't we do that and this come back and carry on with the conversation?
Oh yes, let's do that right now.
All right, fantastic.
So welcome viewers. I'm going to be showing you some yoga asana for boosting immunity, calming the mind, like we were talking about earlier, that when we manage our stress, we are enhancing our sense of well-being, and that boosts our immunity. To begin, here on my mat, the first practice, I wake up and I have to get into a space of well-being, is gratitude. Gratitude shifts the mind from that negative thinking to positive. And for me on my yoga mat, giving thanks to my teachers and sisters who have developed this philosophy and science of yoga. For that, I chant a mantra in my practice of Kundalini Yoga. So if you like, please, I welcome you to join me. Bring your hands together, press them together, lift your heart space up, tuck the chin in, eyes closed, focused on your third eye. Gentle smile on your face, check into your body, into your breath, and practice correct breathing. Inhaling through the nose, relaxing the belly. Exhale, belly button to the spine. Exhale all that air out. 2 more long, deep breaths to really come within, into this consciousness, into this mind-body space. Last breath, inhaling, experiencing fullness, coming into the present moment. Exhale out. Staying tuned in that every action, every thought is coming from a place of relaxation. And with this, I welcome you to join me. If you know this mantra, I'm going to be chanting Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. I bow to the higher power, the super consciousness, to the teachers that have come before me, and I bow to all the teachers that are here and in the future, all the teachers, the gurus, the saints, the sages that have helped create the space of wellness within and with the outside world. For whatever is within is without. Inhaling deep to begin. Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale deep. Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. Last time. Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. Keeping your eyes closed, just bring your hands down to your knees. Just completely stay here in this moment. For when we create just being in this now space moments is where you are shifting literally your destiny. You're creating pure mind moments. You are balancing your karmic debts. Just stay in this space, whatever buzzing, aliveness you feel in the body, stay tuned in. And from this space, let's go into our first asana. In fact, the first asana we are already sitting in, or rather I was already sitting in, opening our eyes now. I'm going to be talking about Vajra asana, thunderbolt pose, the one I'm sitting in. Immunity is directly related. The first aspect is digestion. Sitting in Vajrasana is digestion. I have been asked a lot of times, how do I lose weight? And some people are in a space that they cannot go for walks. This is the pose to sit in. Let me demonstrate one more time, show you from the back, where your big toes are going to be joined and your heels are going to be spread out. To join the big toes, heels spread out, and sit between your heels, keeping your back straight and shoulders relaxed. Bring your hands on your thighs Like a lot of people say, oh, can I watch Netflix when I am doing this pose? I would recommend you rather not. So you bring that energy of well-being inside you. Close your eyes. Sit for 5 minutes. In fact, sitting in Vajrasana for 5 minutes is like going for 1 kilometer walk for your digestion. For after every meal, sit like this. You will feel that digestive process move faster. Now, a lot of times, I'm going to show you a variation. A lot of times, people have tight muscles on top of the feet or the calves. So, for that, can I get a cushion? For that, I put a cushion under either my ankles or I sit on the cushion. You might need a block. So, please make your variations. Thank you. Please make your variation to be comfortable. Remember, people remember Sthiram Sukham Asanam. So, bringing it under your ankles, you might want to shift your legs back and sit in Vajra Asana, thunderbolt pose, and breathe. So, this is one very basic pose. The second one, let's go into a little bit of movement. So, you can either be sitting in Vajrasana or in Sukhasana to stretch our bodies, even if you're sitting on a chair, where you raise your arms all the way up. This is a variation of Tar Asana, where you sit, you entwine the fingers, turn your palms up and stretch your body. Just sit, stretch, and remember, breathe. Inhale, belly out. Exhale, belly in. Really flushing out all the systems. The lymphatic system is the one that needs movement of the body, the one that flushes out toxins. So, in this pose, we're going to move side to side. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, bend to any side that is comfortable to you right now. Hold the pose for one long deep breath. And come back to center. Inhale, stretch up and bend to the other side. It's a variation of Tarasana. You can even do this standing. Keep going. Side to side, I would recommend 3 rounds at least. And coming back to center. Always doing both the sides because we want that balance on both the sides. When we practice yoga, tendency is recommended is keeping your eyes closed. Why do we do that? To keep that energy of that yoga experience within. We don't want any distractions. We don't want interaction with the outside world. And the next one is a pure activation asana that I'm going to show you, which activates all the systems. In fact, when you wake up in the morning, do this asana, you're going to get all your systems started. This is called Nauka Asana. So come, join me. Sit on with your legs stretched out. Nauka Asana. Boat pose. So sitting with your legs stretched out in front. So tuck the toes in so the back of the leg is on the floor. So activating your legs here. Your legs will feel tight and you're activated. Spine is straight, shoulders are relaxed. Bring your hands behind you. Very good. Raise your legs up. Now for some people, this might be it, and hold. You're only holding the pose, not the breath. Long, deep breaths here. For some people, you might be able to release those arms and stretch them forward, keeping the shoulders relaxed, spine straight, as high as you can. Holding the pose. Now when you are feeling this challenge, now apply that relaxed breathing. That is when you start shifting your mind from stress to relaxation with the breath. And bring it back down. Again, if there is stress in the breath and you're trying to do the pose, you've moved away from yoga. Sthiram Sukham Asanam. So please don't time yourself and say, I have to hold it up. Just be easy with yourself. Try it 3 times as comfortable you are. Stretching your toes out, legs are straight, spine is straight, chest is lifted, arms forward, and hold and breathe. And bring it back down, relax. And if you're still keen to join me one more time, please go ahead, arms, legs up, arms stretch out and hold. Your body becomes like a boat, Nauka Asana. Bring them down. Variation, you can just lift one leg, one arm and hold here. For people who might be feeling a little challenged in that, you can do alternate leg and arm up. This activates all the systems of your body. Now, the most difficult pose of yoga is what we are going to go into. Shavasana. Yes, I know you're all amazed. Shavasana is the most difficult pose because that is where we've not experienced complete relaxation. So let's try it together. We might reach a deeper level of relaxation. So lie down on the floor, on the bed, wherever you're at right now. Bring your legs comfortably apart, much more generously apart. You're going to go into a space of surrender and let your feet fall out to the side. Bring your back down onto the floor. Now here, you might even want to lift your lower back up and press the lower back down. You want that contact of the lower back. Your feet apart. Tuck the toes in so the back of the legs are on the floor. Roll your shoulders up so the spine stretches out and down onto the floor. Shoulders collapsing onto the floor. Arms by the side, again, away from the body. Fingers are open. Eyes are closed. Tuck the chin in again so the back of the neck is long. Close your eyes. Bring your attention to your third eye. And just completely let go. I hope you were all practicing this with me. Breathe, rise the belly. Exhale, relax. Relax the toes, relax your feet. With every breath, send the energy of relaxation to different parts of your body. To the legs, relax. To your chest, completely relax. To your arms, your neck, your throat, your ears, your head and your face. In fact, let that tongue roll back to the roof of your mouth so you completely let go. Maybe your lips might come apart. You'll see how your hips, your legs, your whole body starts making more contact with the floor. Surrender, surrender completely. Nothing to hold on to, nothing to do, only being, a human being, not human doing after all, only be here and now. Let it go, let it go, let it go. I hope you are staying in this, enjoying the complete relaxation of Shavasana, where the body goes into a place of healing and boosting immunity. Now coming out of this pose, since this is a deep relaxation, you can do Shavasana starting up to 20 minutes. In fact, longer the better. I urge you to at least do 5 minutes of Shavasana after every practice of yoga. To come out of it, since we've gone so deep, we will wiggle our toes, wiggle our fingers, our hands and our feet, rotate wrists and ankles both direction, move your legs, take your arms up and maybe overhead stretch, give your body a nice deep stretch, long stretch. And come lying down onto one side of the body. Just for a little pause, since we have completely relaxed, lie down. And come up to seated with your eyes closed. Once you are here, we will close the session again with a mantra, again gratitude. That is really the king of making our mind positive. Hands together at the heart center, tuck your chin in slightly, eyes closed, focus on the third eye. Let's finish today with chanting Om 3 times. Inhale deep and exhale. Inhale deep to begin. Rub your hands together. Cup your eyes with the palms of your hands. Open your eyes into your hands, transferring that beautiful energy from your practice of this pranic healing energy into your hands, and bring those hands to that part of your body that needs some help today. And thank you. That was our session for today, some yoga asanas. I hope you enjoyed it. Namaste, Satnam, stay blessed.
So thank you, Manpreet, for showing us and demonstrating those lovely yogasanas to help boost the immunity. So now it's time to take on some questions from our audience. So we have a couple of questions that we can take on given the time constraints. So the first question which is coming is, how can lazy people begin to adapt yoga as a lifestyle? Well,
Wow.
I guess that's somebody from the current generation, I would imagine. Well, no offense, but yeah, I guess that applies to everybody. You know, you get lazy at times and you say, all right, I'll do it from tomorrow. So
you know what? I'm going to say something in Hindi. It just came to mind. कहते हैं, ज़रूरत का नाम Mahatma Gandhi. So when the need arises, or rather also to put it more refined, in a more refined way, when the student is ready, the teacher arrives. Why are people turning to yoga right now? Because they feel the need. They feel that, bhaiya, if we don't do some work, we are going down. We are not being able to handle life. Life is becoming overwhelming. And that is a time when people are turning to yoga.
right.
Now, there are support systems there. Since when you say lazy, I guess you're saying somebody who needs more motivation. So for that, join classes. Of course, again, like I said, Venki, earlier, please go to an experienced yoga teacher. Join a community. You have community centers. You have groups, classes. I urge you to just reach out for help. These days, we are leading very isolated lives. You have so many people on YouTube. You have live sessions going on the internet. Just find, look, search. You can be lazy physically, search on your net, but reach out to physical people and you'll be able to get into it. Go for a walk. That is yoga. If you apply that breath that we talked about and go for a walk, it is yoga.
Right.
You do service in the community. That is yoga, part of yoga. So finding that motivation, reaching out for help is your service to yourself.
Yeah.
So that was a really good question, because I see I have that struggle with my kids too.
Right. And I think one of the ways to, work around it, what I have realized what's worked for me too, is sometimes that motivation doesn't come when you are wanting to do it alone. but maybe you have a partner, could be your friend, your family, your colleague, anybody, right? Get them along, right? It's said in the the beginning of the show as well. So you could go social with yoga. I mean, any form of exercise for that matter, but yoga, yes, right? So
Correct.
that's you can easily get
Yes.
yourself going because you have
Yes.
somebody else to push you, pull you, motivate you, and that's how
True.
you
True.
can continue.
And there is now, like you were saying, finding somebody to motivate you. You have health coaches. Like I have clients. Being a
Yeah.
health coach,
Right.
you motivate
That too.
because you take accountability. So there is, you can reach out to health coaches in your city.
Yeah.
That'll be a good opportunity for you to find yourself not only as far as exercise, yoga is concerned, but yourself as a whole human being.
Yeah, and of course you have health the coaching. You can even take expert advice and consultancy and help from on HealThyRam.com as well. So we have consultants and experts, and from Manpreet as well. Her services are available via HealThyRam. So HealThyRam.com or HealThyRam.com. Spelling is the same. So
I love that.
yeah,
That's what
heal your inner self. And
Heal
that's what we've been
Thy
talking
Ram.
about. Right?
Beautiful.
So, yes. So, all right. So, moving on to the next question. Which breathing exercise or which breathing exercises are beneficial for lowering stress and boosting immunity? So, we've been talking about breathing. So, that's a very, very important question. In fact, nothing will exist without it. So, if you can talk about that and also, share some breathing techniques for our viewers.
Absolutely. Breathing exercises in yoga, pranayama, meaning extending your life force. So let's do it right now. I'd like to show
Lovely.
you before I explain the physiology behind. So our day-to-day breathing tends to be shallow because one, posture, second, stresses of life, be it not tapping into our consciousness, not staying tuned in to function outside. We are more tuned in outside to function within. So with that, our abdominal breathing, which is actually correct breathing, which is the foundation of life, yogis all the time breathe with this breath. We will practice it. I'll show you a little bit about it so that you can practice it wherever, be it on your mat, off your mat, sitting on your chair in front of your computer, driving, talking. In fact, going into this space of breathing when you're feeling anxious will calm those nerves down too. This is my experience. So our breath, I'll show it to you right now. I keep my back straight, eyes closed. Are you going to join me, Venki?
Absolutely.
All
So
right.
I think I'll just
Back
take out my specs.
Okay, yes. So back straight. Maybe if you find a chair, maybe you want to sit on the floor, back straight is important. Maybe get a support for your back. Keeping that spine straight, shoulders relaxed. Your legs either are in Sukhasana or Padamasan, or if you're in a chair, straight with your feet on the floor, grounded. Your hands, palms facing up, arms are relaxed on your thighs. Make Gyan Mudra out of your hands. These are psychic gestures to rewire those, or rather create short circuits in the energy channels of the body. The thumb and the index finger, the tips together, the other fingers are straight. Palms facing up on your knees. Close your eyes, tuck your chin in, and look up at your third eye. Everybody's eyes are closed. Just follow this breathing, the instructions to the best of your ability, and then we'll open our eyes later. Take a breath in and expand the belly as much as you can, like a balloon. Exhaling through the nose, take the belly button back to the spine. Exhale. Continue. Long deep breath through the nose. Let's exaggerate that breath. Create space, create this spaciousness. Let the cells within feel that wholesome, that wholeness. Full oxygenation basically of all the systems. Inhaling, and this flushes out the toxins too. No room for thoughts, no room for anything else, just the breath, the fullness of the breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Now that you have relaxed your belly, which we tend to always pull in, Now let's connect the lungs also to the breath. So inhale, expand the belly, expand the chest with the breath. You'll feel a tightness. You'll feel a tightness in the middle of your abdomen. That is the activation of the diaphragm down. Relaxing the diaphragm down as the lungs fill up with that breath, with that prana. And when you exhale, take the belly button back to the spine. Release all that breath from the chest. The lungs are actually situated up to your clavicle bones. So even your chest and your shoulders will relax down. Please continue with this breath and observe the sensations that are coming into the body. Observe how you become thoughtless. This is also a gateway to meditation. I do urge you all to continue with this breath. Long breath into the belly, expanding the chest. And as you exhale, belly drops, chest drops, all the breath out. Now release without forcing the breath. Just follow the natural breath and let the belly relax. You'll observe the belly coming out. And when you exhale, just gently take the belly back down. Ahimsa, after all, is the first precept, first yama. So being in a gentle space as you're breathing. There is no wrong breath. You just have to let it flow. If you go to a yoga class and you just do this breath, you have achieved everything that you had gone out to achieve. Now coming back into the room, just rub your hands together. That pranic energy that you have cultivated inside your body, keep it contained, keep your eyes closed. Now, as your hands have got warmed up, cup your eyes with the palms of your hands. Open your eyes into your hands. Imagine you're transferring that beautiful healing energy, that prana, into your hands. And remove your hands from your eyes. Those are healing hands now. Place those hands where you feel you need some extra healing today, some extra help. Could be your neck, could be your head, could be wherever you might have some physical pain or some mental stresses. And welcome back, everybody.
Well, that was certainly very peaceful, blissful, and a very tranquil state.
I can hear it in your voice.
Yes, that's right. So, I think we have kind of run out of time. I wish we could continue. There's one of those conversations where you want to go on. And more importantly, the breathing and the yoga asanas and the breathing itself. I mean, that's certainly calmed me down. And I'm sure all the listeners and the viewers were tuned in as well. And if they've been doing, it's wonderful. So your breath is in your hand. And that's something you don't need any equipment, nothing. Just breathe right.
Absolutely. So like you said, immunity and breath. And as we put our body in this space of complete relaxation is when healing is a lot faster. I won't say that's the only way to heal. So please don't think I can sit with my breath and I'm all healed. That is the fastest way to heal by including that breath work with other management you have for your problem.
Yes.
So please don't say that I'll only breathe and this is it.
That's right. So you need to continue whatever you need to do to improve your condition, but then breathing right is very important, and that will certainly help in healing you faster. So thank you once again for joining us, and thank you Manpreet for joining us in our studios. So lovely to have you as always, and we look forward to some more sessions. And of course, do not forget to like us, follow us, subscribe us, and of course, you can also avail Manpreet's services through HealThyRam.com and many other products and solutions as well. So with that, stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Stay blessed. Thank you for having me here.
Pleasure.